electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at WGNSradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Welcome into the Roundtable. I'm Andy Herger, Executive Director, founder of First Shot. Having back on my good friend Kirt Wade. Kirt, we're kind of talking off air. You and I may not share all our ideas alike, but yet we listen to each other, and it's what I love about Kirt Wade. Second thing I love about Kirt Wade is that you're a family man. You've raised 3 great boys. Your last one going off to college. When does he have to report?
In 3 weeks. Thank you, Lord. I am ready. He's ready to go, and I'm ready for him to go. So we're excited.
Going to be a golfer.
Yeah, we're excited.
Tell everybody out there a little bit where he's going, how it came about.
Ben is going to North Carolina Central in Durham, and he got a full academic and golf scholarship, and we're super proud of Ben. How this came about was when Ben was 7, he was playing baseball and golf, and I said, Ben, you can't do both. So he was like, Dad, what should I do? I said, well, you've got to make that choice. So from the age 7 to 18, Ben has had lessons from 2 or 3 different teachers, and he's had some good instructors. And so, but we put him in the right place. He played travel golf during the summers. We got to attend Jim Thorpe's golf tournament in Orlando. That was set up by First Tee of Nashville. We've done some things with First Tee, and I would tell anybody, if you got a young kid that wants to play golf, First Tee is the program to put him in. It's an amazing program.
Funded by the Tennessee Golf Association. One of our own local guy, Whit Turnbow,
exactly,
really spearheads that. And again, I think golf's one of those sports you can play for a lifetime. Kirt, I know that a lot of business deals are done on a golf course. Friendships are developed out there, playing 18 holes. I think every kid should at least attempt it.
I agree. And I wish we could get more of our kids to understand the game and get them present to the game. And when I say present, give them opportunity to play, opportunity to see. You know, we have the Bloomfield Links here. I wish we had a Bloomfield Links in the center of our town where people can walk to it. They can walk and play golf, but we don't have that opportunity, and we don't have the land to do that. But, you know, one of the things that Ben's been afforded to travel around to see golf. He just came back from Minnesota. He got selected to be in a leadership class for First Tee. They selected 50 kids from around the state, and he got to go there for 5 days to learn some life skills and also play a little golf for those 5 days.
So if people don't know, First Tee just isn't out doing golf lesson. They're teaching etiquette. They're teaching life skills. It's a comprehensive program, a lot like First Shot, my foundation.
I was just getting ready to say that.
It's what I like about it. It's more than just rolling a ball out and teaching a little skills. It's really about building character and building life skills so that they can have success in life. So, again, I love that he's chosen for leadership. Obviously, apples don't fall far from the tree, and it's why I've had you in today, Kirt, is to talk about your running for re-election. We see the signs all over Murfreesboro. I can tell you've worked hard, and you're trying to earn our vote. I had one question off there I wanted you to think about. Why don't we have a metro? And I'm not for it or against it, Kirt. I haven't made my mind up yet. I'm trying to get ideas. Why don't we have one government for Rutherford County, one school system, What are the pros? What are the cons that you see? Because here you are running for city council.
Well, Andy, I think one of the things I've told you before, and I'll keep saying it, I think that would be a good concept, but there's one thing that's standing in the way. That's money. It's all about money. Is one side going to be willing to give up something to gain something else? I don't think that's going to happen here. I've said all along, the school systems need to be looked at. How can we have one school system and do it the right way, where the city and the county's not building schools on top of each other, right behind each other, every other year, every 2 or 3 years. So there's some pluses to it. There's some minuses. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't think so. I think our focus now is, what can I do to continue to make Murfreesboro a good place to live, work, and play? But not only live, work, and play, bringing something of value to our city. And I think that's what we've done in the last 2 years. We've tried to make Murfreesboro a great place to live. I know traffic is I won't say bad. When you grow, there's opportunities, and that's what I call it: opportunity to go another way. That's why I call it, because there's some towns out here that are not growing, that wish they were in the position that Murfreesboro is in. And so I think we're blessed to be in that position. We want to see more jobs coming to our city, more white-collar jobs, but that takes time. You can look at the economy now. The economy is not just banging right now, so that's going to be a progress as we continue to make things better for Murfreesboro. You look at the Broad Street. We've cleaned up Broad Street, and hopefully eventually in 5 years we can do the bridge over Broad and make the other side attractive for making it an entertainment district. We live in a college town, and we've got to make it fun. We got to make it active, not only for the college students, but we got to make it active for people. We want an active downtown, and I think the more you see at night, there's more people downtown now. It's just not on the weekends. It's through the week, and that's what we want. We want people living downtown, working downtown, and spending money downtown.
Well, because our downtown are local businesses.
That's it. That's all about local business.
And I've said for years that I'm not a big chain, big box guy. We want to buy from local, my wife and I. And so we have a little different thoughts in it. I know that if we spend money here at the alley or at Jack's Place or right, or Five Senses or Steakhouse 5, yep. Primrose, those local restaurants, those local owners, it stays here, So, Kirt, going what you look at in our city, we have a new private government partnership going on that you guys came up with some of the solutions for our trash. Mm-hmm. And are there more of those things that are going to come down the line that you think can help us?
Well, I think what we have to do is realize, and I've said it all along, is there's got to be a partnership with the county, and the city has to work together, because we all live here together. We have to work together. There's going to be some things that we might not agree on, but there's going to be some things that we have to sit at the table and say, hey, what's best for Rutherford County? And I think we've tried to do that, and I think as our administration and as Rutherford County administration, you'll see that we want to do things better. We want to be able to connect with MTSU. We want to be able to make sound decisions that what's in the best interest of our citizens here in Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. So I think you will see more of that. I think we have the right leadership in place. Like I said, we're not going to make all the right decisions, but sometimes 99% of the time we do make the right decisions. There's going to be some stuff that we may bring to the city and you may not like. But as I say, when I make a vote on anything for the city, I vote on what's best for Murfreesboro. Long term, will this be a beneficial project for the city of Murfreesboro?
And I know I've talked about it with different candidates. What I think a lot of people don't understand with the traffic flow here, we don't have complete control of it. There's some state and and federal highways that run through our town,
Yeah.
and we don't have control of it.
Exactly. And, it's kind of funny you said that. So Friday morning, I get a call. This lady's stuck in traffic. And so she's calling. She's letting me have it. And she was like, this doesn't make sense. I'm late for work. This traffic. And I said, ma'am, where you at? And she says, I'm on 231. I said, oh, okay. And she says, what are you going to do about it? And I said, well, you know what kind of road that is? And she says, and when I said what kind of road, she didn't know what I was talking about. She says it's asphalt. So I didn't say anything. So I said, ma'am, that's a state road. I said, we don't do anything with state roads. We do try to talk to the state and have a relationship with TDOT to try to get things expedited in a 2 or 3 5-year period, but those things don't happen like that. It usually 10 to 12 years to get things done. And I said, that's not a city road. That's a state road.
Kirt, when you say that to me, it boggles my mind that we have a need for the road now.
Exactly.
Instead of it being 2 to 5 years, it's 10 to 12. What is the red tape?
I think the red tape is this, and I've said it all along, is we have to work with our state representatives. We have to work with our state delegation to say, hey, there should be something up there at the state level in a process. If we're one of the fastest growing cities in the country, why wouldn't you make sure that our roads are prepared and are around us are taken care of? You might have a 10-year project or a 12-year project, but can you not expedite that and make it a 5-year project if we're growing so fast? Because what's happening is we're growing so fast and the demands of the roads are not being taken care of, and everybody thinks, oh, this is a city problem. No, it's not a city problem. It's a state problem that we continue to work on a daily basis, trying to build. I mean, look at Highway 99 now. It took a while, but look at the progress now since it's happened, the widening of it.
Well, I mean, people don't even understand why it takes so long. When you're moving infrastructure,
That's right.
Sewer, water. Electrical poles, telephone poles. You're talking a process.
It's a process.
Gas lines.
Yep.
All of it, and you just can't go and tear it up.
Yeah, and it's not going to happen overnight. But like I've and one of the things I've said, and this doesn't have to do with the city, is when are we going to start talking about mass transportation? I think the reason we don't talk about mass transportation around here is we really don't understand what mass transportation is because we've never had to do that. What we've done is we jump in our car, we go left, we go right, we go anywhere we want to go. But we keep every morning, the first thing I do in the morning, I'm watching news. I want to know what's happening last night while I'm asleep. But I also want to know what's the time it takes to get from Murfreesboro to Nashville. The average time. Tell me what the average time is, Andy. I'm interviewing you now.
I'm gonna say close to an hour, 55 minutes.
Average time is 45, 50 minutes.
I avoid. So when you ask that question, I've gone twice now. Pick up my kids. They've been coming in to see me this summer. My son helped me at camp the last 2 weeks. My daughter's in this week. I go 840 to 109 into 40. I stay off of 24. It's a nightmare during rush hour.
That's right.
So it with all that, Kirt, being said, traffic is going to continue to be an issue.
Yes.
And what I would say to people, it's just my thought. If you got to be like we did today, be here at 9 o'clock. You saw I left early. Because you never know what traffic's going to be in Murfreesboro.
Exactly.
I'm coming from across town just like you did.
Yep.
Leave 15 minutes early. But see, we
kind of procrastinate on, you know what, I can leave at 5 till and think I'm going to get there. I think those days are gone.
Yeah, for sure they're gone.
They're gone.
Because I can tell you this, Kirt, we live right by I-24, both of us. Mm-hmm. I can get to Nashville in a rush hour time.
Yeah.
Quicker than I can get from our side of town over to Oakland High School.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So you can say whatever you want. We have growth.
Yeah.
And with it, the pains are always going to be here.
Yeah.
My son, who comes from Pittsburgh, he doesn't think traffic's bad here. So it's a perspective.
It's all. And you think about this. Traffic is really not bad. It's just, like I said, it's an opportunity of going a different way or leaving a lot earlier. I think the other thing, too, is one of the things we, just like when we opened up Medical Center Parkway, we didn't have Medical Center Parkway. We opened up Joe B. Jackson. We're always looking for outlets to get around and make our city better. We're still looking at Cherry Lane, taking Cherry Lane all the way to 24, because if we do that, that's going to alleviate some traffic off of Thompson Lane in that area on that side of town, where Thompson Lane is just always backed up. But Thompson Lane is another state road. Everybody thinks it's a city road. So I think that's the good thing about our administration and our city staff. We're always looking for opportunities to make moving around our city a little bit better. And as we continue to grow this thing and making sure, and when we talk about growth, Andy, I want to make sure that everybody understands we want to manage our growth. I know a lot of people think we don't manage our growth. If you look at Medical Center Parkway, every city's got a major thoroughfare just like Medical Center Parkway. Franklin's got that. Chattanooga's got it. Memphis got it. Every big city has a thoroughfare just like that has shopping, restaurants. They live, work, and play there. We're just now getting that, and we got to understand just part of development. That land's just not going to sit out there vacant. Not anymore. If people want to build, as long as we're putting quality things there, nice things that they're going to always look nice out there that's the gateway to our city. So I think, as that Clare Park is being built, it's looking good out there right now. If you hadn't been through there, it's a lot of work going on, jobs too.
We're going to come back and finish that conversation. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Kirt Wade.
This is Stan Vaught. I'm a lot like you, a husband, father, farmer, auctioneer, and community supporter. I'm now a candidate for school board. In the last cases, Walter Hill, Milton, Leanna, Oakland, and Siegel communities. I believe in community schools, vocational education, and getting education back to the basics. I'd appreciate your support for school board.
Early voting going on now through July 27th. Election day is August 1st. Paid for by Stan Vaught for school board, Stan Vaught treasurer.
All right, guys, load them up.
The day starts early.
I loaded the sweet corn, the potatoes.
Dad got the fresh cut bacon on there.
Farmers throughout Middle Tennessee prepare their load of what they're bringing to the farmers market.
Our farm's a century farm. Been in our family for over 100 years.
The Rutherford County Farmers Market, a producer-only farmers market at the Lane Agri Park in Murfreesboro.
Thank you for what you do.
We couldn't do it without you.
The Rutherford County Farmers Market open Tuesday and Friday until the end of October, 7 to noon at the Lane Agri Park on John R. Rice Boulevard.
Where is the best barbecue in town? In 1920, East Main. The best barbecue for miles around is in 1920. East Main, you can buy it by the pound, sandwich, platter, or plate. No matter what you choose, it will taste great. You can come with a friend, by yourself, or with a date. Just Lick Pig Barbecue. Barbecue pork, beef, or chicken, Brunswick stew, great sides, lunch specials, down-home atmosphere, and they cater. Slick Pig Barbecue, it's the best.
One thing that summer brings is weddings and then anniversaries to celebrate. Come visit us at Bell Jewelers to celebrate those special moments. If you're stumped and don't know what to get your loved one for their anniversary, come visit us at Bell Jewelers and let any of our associates help you with ideas. So it's kind of a cool way to commemorate those amazing years that you've spent together. Come see us at Bell Jewelers, 821 Northwest Broad Street, across from Toots.
When is the right time to move to Adams Place?
I have enjoyed Adams Place much better than living in my house after my wife passed away. What you're doing is you're getting people that you can interact with and have fun. Consider coming to Adams Place.
Hi, this is Terry Deal at Adams Place. Call me for more information about Adams Place. Phone 615-904-9111. Adams Place. across from Walmart.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by the law offices of John Day and AmeriCare Pest Control.
I've got pests.
AmeriCare Services Incorporated, family owned and operated. For residential and commercial customers, we offer a full range of services. Our services include one-time, monthly, and quarterly pest control, termite control, moisture and fungus control, automatic foundation vents, and more. Licensed, insured, and bonded for your protection. 893-7111.
Call the best of the best to get rid of your pests.
AmeriCare Services Incorporated.
For over 77 years, you've depended on WGNS to let you know what's happening, and you still can. Take advantage of early voting. It continues through this Saturday. Don't let it slip away. Get out and vote. It's also the final week for the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Department's Movies Under the Stars. This is the final week. It's also the weekend to meet Aaron Chestnut at the Linebaugh Library. Aaron is the local author of the book Fight for Me. It's about a girl who thinks that she's nothing, and a boy who knows that she is everything. Fight for Me, the local author book signing, this Saturday from 10 until 2 at the Linebaugh Public Library. That's at 105 West Vine Street in Uptown Murfreesboro, this Saturday. And this is the tax-free back-to-school weekend. Tennessee sales tax-free this weekend. Oh, and once again, we remind you this is the final weekend to take advantage of early voting. That continues through Saturday. Get out and vote. And for more Good Neighbor events, check our website, WGNSradio.com.
Rutherford weather.
We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms at times this afternoon. Partial sunshine develops a high around 90. Tonight, chance for showers and storms, a low near 70. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Currently, it's 74.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric, who offers energy-saving tips during hot summer months. Install programmable thermostats that automatically adjust temperatures for optimal comfort and energy savings. For more tips, go to mte.com/myenergyplan.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Welcome back into the Roundtable in WGNS. I'm Andy Herzer, founder, executive director of First Shot. And welcome back in my good friend Kirt Wade. Kirt, we were talking about the mixed use out there at the Avenue, and give us the pros of doing it the way the city council approved that, with, I think, apartments, townhomes,
houses,
and retail.
Yeah. And I think what we've tried to do is have that mixed concept. And when I say mixed, if you've heard me and I've said it before, is live, work, and play. That's what you got out there. Live, you can live out there, you can work out there, and play is mean after work you can go get you something to eat or drink or whatever you want to do.
Well, you got entertainment with the main event. And, you know, there's been even...
You've got everything out there that you want, and that's that's not only attractive to young people, mid-age people. I think it's attractive to everyone, because you got some people. Everybody doesn't want a house and doesn't want to cut grass. I see you raising your hand, sir. Everybody doesn't want that affordability. They would rather say, hey, I want to come home. I don't mind somebody else cutting my grass or doing anything. I want to be able to do what I want to do. I don't have time in my schedule to do it. So this gives you the opportunity to live, work, and play out there.
So here we are, my wife and I, 63 and 64.
Yep.
Won't say which one's older, but I'm not. But we're apartment living, and it's by choice, because if something breaks, they fix it.
That's right.
They cut the grass, they take care of the pool. We have a lifestyle that all we have to worry about is how we're going to live. And for us, that was really become, we've been doing it now 4 years, Kirt. It's a great lifestyle
so they call
us.
They call it empty nesters. So you're an empty nesters.
Yep.
And there's tons of people out there just like you and your wife, Andy. And so I think that's an opportunity to take advantage of it. And as we build this Broad Street project, that's going to be a project that's going to be not only for empty nesters, that's going to be from the young, old. It's going to be for everybody. There's some people that want to live downtown. They want to stay downtown.
I just had a good friend, won't say his name. He had bought 20 acres, thought of going to build and live out, and he was already out in the county.
Yep.
He is now he and his wife rethought their idea. They're going to live downtown Murfreesboro because they want to be able to walk,
live, work, and play. That's right.
And, and he is closer to my age than you are.
Yep. Well,
different thought processes.
Well, and you know what that does, though, Andy? It helps our building our downtown, making it affordable. People living downtown, working downtown. Just like you said, we got the alley. We've got all the places around the square that are local restaurants and local eateries that we can support, and that's the key. The more we can support our local business, the better off we are. We're going to get the chain restaurants. We're going to get the chain stuff. They're going to come, but we have something that that's unique and unusual. Most of the time, if you go into a downtown, they've got local stuff, but they don't have a lot of local stuff. We've got a lot of local business around the square, and I think trendy pieces. I think we're
for
blessed.
All of it. I mean, just lots of unique places, unique restaurants.
Joanne's.
Yeah, Joanne's.
Yeah.
Liquid Smokes and
the
Humidor.
Humidor, very unique. Yeah.
When they came in, I thought it was a fad, Kurt.
Fad's been going on for a while,
for a
hasn't it?
long time. I was wrong, but most of the time I am.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you're campaigning on. I've known it for a long time.
Yep. All right. So the three things I've always talked about, and I'm carrying it over to this year: growth and infrastructure, education, and then the last one is emergency services. And I'll start with growth and infrastructure. Just like I said before, just trying to maintain what we got, continue to build on what we got, and making sure that it fits in the puzzle. Because when you're doing your city, it's sort of like a puzzle. We're trying to find stuff that fits with our community, what's best for our community. If you asked anybody right now, the number one thing that they want in our city is a pickleball court. Pickleball is huge, and believe and listen to me, pickleball community. We get it. We everybody wants a pickleball court, and we're trying to incorporate that in some of the parks that
you've done it out in the Blackman area.
Yeah, we're done in the Blackman area.
You have it over at Patterson
Park.
Got
it over at Patterson Park. We've got some over there at Old Fort right now. We're putting some over there, but there's still there's a need for more courts, and we get it. There's a need for more pickleball courts, aquatic center. I mean, we're looking at the whole gamut.
Just open up a skateboarding facility.
Oh, very nice skateboard.
Unbelievable
we were out
facility.
there on Friday for the ribbon cutting. And let me say this. I don't skateboard.
Me neither.
But what I can tell you is this. I guarantee you the day we cut the ribbon on Friday, there was 200 to 300 people out there. And I'm like, wow, this is huge. But that's a part of the area that we focused on, and there's areas that we've tried to focus on. It might not be beneficiary to you, but it's beneficiary to somebody that lives in a city.
Well, the other thing I think what most people don't understand, our parks and recs in Murfreesboro,
one of the best.
We have some of the best in the country. People come here to say, what have we done? Why is this so? It is very successful. We have really good amenities in this town that a lot of other towns the same size as us does not have.
And Andy, what we've tried to do is that's a selling tool for us. I mean, I think we got some of the best greenways around. we got the best greenways. I think we've tried to making sure that our park system is the state-of-the-art park system. We're always trying to add something to the puzzle. And, you know, just like the problem is this, we're trying to make sure we're adding to the puzzle, but that puzzle, getting that puzzle together, it's a very expensive puzzle. I mean, we're not building parks now for $5 million anymore. You better add some zeros. I mean, those parks are now going from $5 million to $10 million to $20 million, $30 million, plus. Depends on what you put in that park. I mean, we know we need more baseball fields and softball fields around here. It's a process, and we're trying to get there.
Well, it's called land.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, Kurt.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, land costs are astronomical.
Very much so.
Right.
Very much so. So we're I think we're making great strides. Hopefully, I can knock on wood that we can go ahead and break ground before the end of the year on the park in Blackman, because that's a great addition out there. Much needed addition out there on that west side of town. West side of town is our new gateway to our city. So we got to make sure, you know, TOA's out there. So hospital.
Vanderbilt's coming.
Yeah.
You go out to Veterans between 96 and the 840. Holy smokes. I didn't even recognize it because I never go out there, Kurt.
And think about this, though, Andy. That's all within the last 6 years. That was when Veterans used to be just nothing, just houses. And everybody's like, man, why did we do Veterans? Because we saw there was a need. And now if you look at the need is, we're feeding that west side. That west side is the fastest growing side in the city. So we had to feed that need. And you got McDonald's out there. I mean, you got Publix out there. They've got everything on that side. And so the one thing they don't have
is the Egg and I or something like that?
Yeah, the Egg and I is out there. Yeah, the one thing that we don't have on that side is an athletic facility and a park for that side, and we're working to get that done.
Kurt, next thing, going down to second on your list there that you want to talk about.
Education. I know education is dear to your heart.
Yep.
You work with kids on a daily basis. And you've seen how our education system has pushed kids out. And when I say push kids out, I'm interviewing you now, Andy. Help our radio listeners understand when I say push kids out. You see it on a daily basis.
Here's what I've seen. Again, I've partnered with the Parks and Rec Department at Patterson. When we started Patterson, kids could walk in. They lived in the community. And now we've dispersed them because of regenification of our downtown, which I'm not against.
Yeah.
But our forethoughts on it was most kids don't have viable ways to get to these community centers and
without walking.
Yeah. Get to these community centers. So I'm not against the dispersion of people and making them live all together, but what I am against is we didn't have the forethought of how we're going to bring them back into our centers where we can help them grow as individuals. See, because I just don't think it's the education of going to school from 7:30 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon is when education goes. It's what are you doing the rest of the time with them? Yeah. How are you growing them character-wise? How are you growing them in skills? How are you exposing them to other things other than you have to go to college? Well, there's lots of avenues to be successful.
Exactly.
And I think if we don't get a grasp of it, I'm sorry to get on my soapbox, but education just isn't our school system. It's us as a community coming together and embracing kids and giving them a hand up to see the opportunities that exist, Kurt.
And I think what you just said is, you know, we had community schools in our neighborhood. We still have them, but they're not the same. You know, we just did a groundbreaking for Reeves Rogers last week, And what you saw was people came back to witness the groundbreaking because they had went to school there. Their kids had went to school there. That's not often in our neighborhoods that you get to see that. So what I've said all along is this: we've got to take care of the schools that we do have in our community, in our neighborhoods. And one of the things I've said all along is you can't keep giving public school dollars money to private schools. It makes no sense. So if you take public dollars and you give it to charter schools, what happens to your public schools 5-10 years?
Well, what has happened? We can now look at what has happened in Nashville.
Exactly.
What has happened to the public schools there?
Yep.
And
some of them have closed. And that's a shame that you have neighborhood schools that are closing because we're giving public dollars to charter schools. And I think our money should be invested back into our public schools to make sure that we have the best teachers, we have the best principals, and we're giving all the resources to make these kids successful. You know, just like you mentioned something that's very dear to my heart, and I've said 20 years ago, when you start telling kids you have to go to school and you get a 4-year degree, we did the wrong thing. You can't tell. Everybody's not built to go to school for 4 years. Everybody's not built to go to school for 2 years. When you took vocational school out of the high schools and you stopped giving it after school, you really destroyed the system. Because bottom line is this: there's some good jobs out there, 6-figure jobs. You don't have to go to college. But we put in our kids' head, you got to put a suit on, you got to put a dress on. That's how you get the good job.
So, end of the day, for me, when I was growing up, small school, rural school, not everybody took the SAT or ACT.
That's right.
It was those that are in the college preparatory. And the rest of the kids, you know, we had auto mechanics, we had building trades, we had for you know, and they've destroyed them in rural Indiana too now.
Oh yeah.
And here you go, you know, a kid that could weld, a farm kid that could weld. You know what welders make?
That's right.
And
you know what plumbers make?
Yeah,
electricians.
Yeah.
I mean,
we have lots of different things. Kirt, you're in the building industry though. So I think we lose sight. It's why we started the STEM program.
Yep.
And you've been a big proponent of it, and I want to thank you.
Yes, sir.
See, I think we have to give kids segues into, because every kid is unique and designed unique by our Creator.
That's exactly right.
And we can't just throw everybody into one lump pie and think it's going to come out good.
Yep.
So again, education to me is near and dear to my heart. I think, again, it's not just the building, it's the substance in the building, which you were talking about.
Yeah.
Having the best teachers, having the best principals that we can possibly have, you know.
And I think the other thing too, Andy, is we got to make sure, and I've said all along, we got to make sure our teachers are paid fairly and they're paid a wage above what they should be making. Because bottom line is this: the teachers do a lot. We're asking them to do a lot. You know, at one time we're saying, hey, we're going to arm our teachers. Is that their job? That's not their job. Let them do what we're paying them to do. Teach and see what. And there's more than just the teaching concept. You know this. You've got to get to know a kid.
It's relational.
It's relationship. If I left from school at 3:00 and I hadn't eaten all day, to the next morning when I get back to school, or if I had to sleep on the floor, you don't know my situation. And then you want me to respond at 8:00 in the morning. You want me to be attentive, but you don't know my situation. It's not going to happen like that. That's why you got to have teachers with compassion and teachers that understand, to get to know these kids, to say, hey, you know what, let me help you out. Let me make sure that, hey, I'm going to get you a lunch to take home with you, or whatever it may be. we have to have teachers that have compassion and principles.
Well, again, we're going to take a quick break here and be back with Kirt Wade.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Hi, this is Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates. You might know me as the voice of the Blue Raiders, but I want to be your trusted advisor in real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, it's time to choose Chip. Do you have a growing family and need to upsize? Are you an empty nester now and need to downsize? Are you thinking of selling your current home but just worried you can't find something else? Well, it's time to choose Chip. I'm looking to be your trusted advisor in real estate. I'm Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates.
At Bud's Tire Pros, we sell all major brands of tires, and we invite you to stop by today for that next set of tires. Or maybe you need us to check out your vehicle before you head out of town. We offer everything from brakes to batteries, alignments, and more. No appointments necessary, just stop on by.
I'm Allison Mitchell with Bud's Tire Pros. We're located on East Main Street, exactly 3 miles from the town square, 1 mile past Rutherford Boulevard. Visit us online at budstireprostn.com.
Hey, we get it. Life's busy, and the last thing you need to worry about is where your trash goes and how much it's going to cost you. With Middle Point Landfill, Rutherford County residents receive free disposal.
Mike Klassen with Middle Point Landfill.
We pride ourselves in making your waste one less worry. Take it to the curb, and we'll take it from there.
Middle Point Landfill is an environmentally safe, economical, and reliable solution for solid waste for Rutherford County.
Learn more about us at middlepointlandfill.com.
You know the value of a good neighbor, someone you can trust, someone who looks out for you. And when it comes to Medicare, it's good to have someone on your side. That's where Senior Financial Group comes in. We're Tennesseans, just like you, and we've partnered with United Healthcare, a trusted name in health insurance. Together, we'll guide you through your Medicare options. We will compare plans, answer your questions, and ensure you get the most of your Medicare benefits with United Healthcare. Don't navigate Medicare alone. Call Senior Financial Group at 800-690-0251 or visit sfgmedicare.com for a free plan review today.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Welcome back into the Roundtable. I'm Andy Herzer, founder, executive director of First Shot. Did a little more than I wanted to on First Shot, Kirt, because how hard you've had to work over the past 6 months to a year. I can't imagine. I'm glad I'm no longer have a dad that's running for office, because I got tired of every barbecue and every social event that was on the calendar, ribbon cutting that he drug us to. First of all, I want to say thank you for your service. I think people don't understand that at this level, it's a part-time job, and you really are in it for the good of our community. And you mentioned something that for most people, emergency services is more than fire and police. It's our EMS. And we're in a competition now.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people don't understand it. To keep police officers, we have to pay them a different starting wage than what we've had to in the past. So talk about that. Talk about the comparisons from different towns right near us.
Yeah, and I think just like anything else, Andy, for years we've always been trying to get the teachers' pay right, But now the last focus now is, I think we've gotten the teachers' pays right. Now our focus has been on emergency service, and that's with police and fire. What was happening is our pay scale wasn't adjusted enough to making sure that we had the best qualified police officers. Because what was happening, police and fire, we were training them, and they were going to the neighboring city after we trained them, and that's not right. Because bottom line is, if we're going to pay you, hire you, and train you, we should be able to keep you. To do that, we're going to have to adjust the pay. We're not only adjust the pay, we need to start talking about tuition reimbursement. We need to talk about training facilities, some of the best, to make sure that we have dotted all the I's, to making sure that we give our police and fire what they need, the tools that they need to be very successful here in Murfreesboro. And as we look at that, I think we're in the process of doing that right now. Police just got a raise, and we're working on a raise for our firefighters now. And just like I've said, live, work, and play. We've got to be able to compensate them enough where they can live, work, and play in Murfreesboro. Because what you've seen is there's a lot of police officers, firemen that don't live in the city, and that's just not it. That's just nationwide. They can't afford to live in the city which they work. You should be able to afford to live in the city where you work. And I think we're trying to making sure that our people are taken care of, and that's part of a job as a city councilman. We want to make sure our staff is getting all the quality tools that they need to be very successful. We want to make sure that our citizens are getting what they need here in the city, as far as bringing opportunity, jobs wise. Think about this. Before, we had to go to Franklin or Nashville to do everything. Now, we got Trader Joe's coming. We got a lot of things that have popped up on the radar that are in our city now, that we don't have to go to Franklin. We don't have to go to Nashville. So we're trying to bring things here, and that's the same thing we're trying to do with our police and fire, making sure they've got the tools and everything. Tools that means training, tools meaning salary, that they have everything they need to be very successful at their jobs here in Murfreesboro.
Talk about what it would mean for our rating to drop in the fire for our insurance.
Well, that's huge. Anytime when you start talking about ratings, I think that's based on it's based on the rate that they're getting, but it also is based on training. But it's the whole concept of things that it's based on. And we have one of the best around when it comes to our firefighters. Our firefighters do a tremendous job. And think about this. People think that they don't do a lot. They are out there every time there's an accident. If you notice,
they're the first.
They're always the first. So we have to be mindful. They're just not putting out fires. They're doing more than putting out fires. There's things that happen along Stones River that happens all the time, that they're having emergencies. They have to get out there and react. So you got to get out of your mind that fire is more than just putting out fires.
Well, I look at it this, Stephanie Brackman has Leadership Rutherford here, which I went through.
Yep, we all. Yep.
And here's my thing that I notice, that they'll pull over, and I love the tradition in the South. This tradition is one of the best. You pull over for a funeral procession.
Yep.
But we don't pull over for our fire and our policemen. I was white-knuckled in that police car, Kirt, because no one would get over. Yeah. I was baffled by it. But there's just no, I don't want to say lack of respect, but it's just really unbelievable to me.
Well, and I get it. I get it. If I see or hear a siren, I pull over. I stop, because you know what? That could be a family member. That could be a friend that's trying to get to the hospital, or somebody they're trying to get to. I think it's just all a personal thing, Andy. And for me, that's the way I was raised, and I'm sure you was raised just like that as well. We have to remind ourselves, and we have to remind people, when you do hear a fire siren, pull over, stop. I mean, even just stopping helps the situation, because if you stop, most likely somebody behind you, they're going to stop.
They have to stop.
They have to stop. So if you make the initiative to try to make things better, I think you can. I think it'll turn out right. So I'm glad to hear you say that.
So, well, I think both of us have, again, one common interest.
Yeah.
Is how do we make Murfreesboro the best town, best city we can live in? It's not a town anymore. It's a small city.
It's a small city. Yeah.
And talk about crime rate. I just heard from my buddy. He's in Asheville, North Carolina, where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
It's up around 100,000. So anybody over 100,000, it is the fastest rising crime rate in the country is Asheville, North Carolina, for a city between 100 and 150.
How do you control that?
How do you control that? Our growth comes with problems like crime. So
yeah, and we're not immune. We're just like any city that's growing. And I think what we've tried to do is we've tried to police all areas. And we don't try to police them any different. We're trying to police them to say, hey, we want to have a presence in every part of the city. If you look at our crime rate is not bad. There's certain peaks where our crime rate goes up, but our crime rate is not typically bad for a city of our size. And that's a testament to our police force getting out in the community, talking to the community, talking to the neighbors, and knowing what's going on, being aware of where there's some pockets that they might need to monitor more than others. So I would say that's a testament to Chief Boeing and his staff of being in the community. As our city continues to grow, we will have to do more. And I think the police always gets a bad rap. Police don't like us. No, they don't like when you do bad. That's when they don't like you. They like you as long as you're doing the right thing. But it's also, if you're doing the right thing, you're respecting the law. If you're doing the right thing, you don't have to worry about being messed with the law. So what I've said to this is, get to know your police officers in your neighborhood. You know what? I tell our police officer, I tell Chief Boyne, you guys go out in the community, meet our community, meet the new folks that just moved in here, meet the people that have been living here. And I can attest to this, and you can attest to this. People think around Patterson it's bad. You ain't got a clue. It's not bad.
Nope.
You can, Andy, you could walk down Patterson, walk down State Street, any street down there, and I think you'll feel safe. That's one of the things I can attest to our city.
But you know why I do?
Yes.
I know most of those kids. They've grown up. We have a relationship. They call me Coach Andy. I call them by name. So again, I will just say this: we live in a great community.
Excellent community.
And my thing is, how do we just continue to grow it that way? And Kirt, again, name the 3 things that are important to you and why.
All right. So I mentioned growth and infrastructure, education, and emergency service, and that emergency service with the police and fire. And those are the things that I will continue to build on as if I'm reelected city councilman. And one of the things, and I tell people, why they say, why are you running again? I'm running again because I got a passion for this city. I want to make sure this city continues to do what we do, continue to grow, but we want to grow, manage our growth. We want to continue. I think our council has done a tremendous job over the last 5 years to making sure Murfreesboro is at this point where it is now. I want to be part of that process, and to continue to be a part of that process, and continue to making sure that Murfreesboro is a great place to live and work and play.
Well, again, Kirt, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Look forward to doing this again.
Let's do it.
And best of luck in August.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.